All right, hello everyone. We are GAN and our GAN that we created is called Planet GAN. In this GAN, we actually trained an AI to create and generate new planets, and based on images that we scraped from the internet. So first, let's introduce ourselves. So my name is Kritish Ali. I'm a student programmer who is interested in AI and joined this class.
My name is Sanjana Satish Kumar. I'm also a high school student and an AI enthusiast.
I'm Yitming Chin, and I'm a game developer and a C# programmer.
My name is Daniel Starr. I am high school junior and I'm an experienced Python programmer.
And I'm Cameron, and I was the instructor for this week.
So let's begin by talking about our process. First, we started with data collection. Then we did our processing of that data. Then we used StyleGAN, which we'll talk about later on. Then we sort of debugged our problems and tried to fix them. And then after that, we'll show you guys the results. And then we'll talk about the applications of what our GAN will be used for in the real world.
So here's a question to everyone in the chat. Can you tell which ones are fakes? I'll give you 30 seconds at most. Let's see which ones you think are the fake ones. And by fakes, I mean ones that we used for training the AI are real. Yeah, fake ones, which means the AI generated them. Again, any last comments in the bill? Again. So now, to your surprise, yes, to those who did guess all fake, you are wrong. Every single one of these are generated by an AI. Right. This I have a few favorites. I think let's take out the laser pointer. So I have this one, which is one of my favorites, and this one, and this one. So let's continue.
So first, we're going to talk about how we gathered and cleaned our data. So first, we had to collect all the images of planets, which we did using a Python script. We used SERP API to do this. Then we had to get rid of all of the images that wouldn't work, which we did that by hand. We had to go through each image individually, which we had like 1,000. And then we had to resize the images into a 256 pixel by 256 pixel image in order for the AI to understand. So we'll go into that. Yes, and also the pink planet is one that we generated. It's one of our favorites.
Okay.
So for data collection, the words on the left are the keywords that we use that we searched in Google to get our images. And then we wrote a Python script that would automatically bulk download the first 200 images from each of these keywords. So we had a total of about 1,000 images that we were using initially, and we had to cut it down to get the ones that would work. So for cleaning the data, we were looking specifically for a circular shape. So on the left, you can see there's multiple planets in the image, which is something that we didn't want. And then the picture on the bottom shows a partially obscured planet. What we were looking for good data is just the image of the planet, just like the circle. And we were looking for that silhouette and also for like a decent quality. So that way the AI would produce a good image.
So our data set, which we got, contains 433 images, some of which we cut down, but in total, we trained the AI on over 400 images. So let me explain what exactly a GAN is. A GAN is a neural network playing a game against itself. So the game is detective versus forger. There are two players, the discriminator. So the discriminator acts as the detective, and they can see the real photos and the fake photos. Only they don't know which ones are real. Yeah. So when it's told which ones are real, the discriminator learns which ones look real. After the detective learns, the generator, which is the blind forger, they never see the images. They get feedback whether their creation is classified as a fake image or a real image. By this process, you get stunningly good results. Like in some StyleGAN papers, you can see generation of cats that look photorealistic, or more commonly, celebrities that don't exist.
So the program we used specifically was StyleGAN 2. It was made by NVIDIA, and it was designed to work with smaller data sets. So how it generates images is that it starts from like a low pixel quality image, and then it slowly adds on more and more details and features as it progresses. As you can see in the images, uh, it starts from a 64 by 64 sized image, and as it progresses, it slowly gets more and more details and increases the pixel size until you finally get the full color image that has a lot of details in it.
So let's talk about the applications in the real world of a GAN. So the first application is art. So GANs can actually be used to create art. And this, the model on the left, even though it looks kind of weird, it did sell for $432,000. And another application is for creating game AI. So as we saw on the first day, I think this is the hide and seek game that a couple of AIs played. Um, and those create better game playing AI. And finally, ArcGAN will actually be used for space exploration. So if you want to know maybe if what you're looking at through a telescope is really a planet, you could train this AI much more efficiently and maybe even make it determine if it's really a planet or not.
So here is an animated GIF of the GAN just morphing through some planets. And you see a lot of suns because we also included suns, as a sun is basically a really large hot planet. Thank you. That concludes our presentation.